Hello, my lovelies. Today we're talking about some old stuff that's kind of been brought up again between Josh Peck and Drake Bell, formerly known as Drake and Josh from the Nickelodeon TV show. Without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now, who are we talking about? If you don't know, Drake Bell is a former musician, actor, best known probably for his role on the hit TV show on Nickelodeon back in the early 2000s, Drake and Josh. He also starred in the live-action Fairly Odd Parents movies and had some recent things come out about him involving a minor. Yeah. So, that's who he is. And Josh Peck is also a former child actor. He was on All That as well as Drake. And then they both had a TV show together, Drake and Josh. And recently he went on the BFFs podcast and they asked him about his relation with Drake in the current day. And Josh said that they don't really talk. They haven't talked, and he talked about how Drake was upset about him not being invited to his wedding, Josh's wedding, to his wife. And this brought up a lot of old drama. If you could say it, old tea was being reheated, because this also got Drake upset, and he decided to make a rebuttal. So he's saying that he did not invite, Josh is saying that he did not invite Drake to his wedding because, the two weren't really talking. He hadn't really heard from Drake in years. And so he didn't really think to, invite his old, whatever colleague to his wedding, which is supposed to be like an important day for you, your spouse, and your close friends and family. So then Drake saw this and he went on his own podcast called Drake and Janet that he has with his wife Janet, where he was saying that he and Josh had been talking, that's completely bull, basically. I mean, he put like this thing on the screen that's like, I ain't saying you're a truther, so basically he called him a liar, and is saying that, he congratulated Josh on his engagement, and that they had texted back and forth, so he was hurt by the fact that he wasn't invited to the wedding. And if this situation sounds familiar, if you're familiar with like YouTube drama, Gabby Hanna and Trisha Paytas kind of had the same thing going on. One was saying that one was friends with the other, and the other was claiming that they were not friends with this person, and it caused a lot of issues itself. So Josh also explained that the night before his wedding, Drake had been texting him, cursing at him, just really being mean about it, and saying that the fact that this whole thing blew up because Drake made a lot of tweets, saying, I'm hurt that I wasn't invited to the wedding, so long, brother, or I guess the ties have been severed and stuff like that, and this really blew up at the time, and we thought this whole thing was handled, by the way. We thought this whole thing was over with because one of them posted a picture of them hugging, kind of making up, and Josh said that he was content on the podcast. He said that he was content, leaving things as that. And I guess he didn't really feel either or when it came to Drake. He said that he's a fine person, but he just hasn't talked to him in years, and that, I guess, set Drake off. So, Drake claims one thing, Josh claims another. I don't really understand why Drake is upset at all. I mean, according to Josh, he and Josh hardly texted. They hardly spoke after the TV show, which Drake and Josh has been over for a very long time now. Like, a long time. I think it was canceled in 2010 at the very latest. I know it was canceled before Big Time Rush came on TV, so it's been over for quite a while. I understand why Josh would not invite Drake to his wedding. I mean, again, a wedding is supposed to be for you, your spouse, your family, and any close friends you might have. So let's put this into like a non-famous person perspective. I'm engaged myself to my fiance, and I worked at McDonald's over a year ago. If one of my colleagues from McDonald's had been texting me every now and then, I probably wouldn't invite them to my wedding. And I'm kind of thinking that that's kind of how Josh might be seeing it, is like, dude, we had a show together, that was great, we were colleagues, but we weren't really friends, and we haven't really spoken, so, like, why should I invite you to one of the most special days of my life? And this actually caused a lot of heat to come to him, his wife, and basically ruined his wedding for him. Like, that's supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life. And Drake kind of ruined it for him and his wife, because they got harassed after Drake made all his tweets. So it seems weird that this is being brought up again and it's being rehashed out on the internet again. Because I thought this whole thing was over, but Josh went on the BFS podcast and it set Drake off. So I really see Josh's side of this whole mess. I really don't see why Drake was upset. I know because they had a famous show together on Nickelodeon, a lot of people would see Drake and Josh being like friends in real life, and that they, why didn't he invite Josh to his wedding? But behind the scenes, actors are different than the characters they play on screen. I mean, there's been a lot of famous, like, TV show besties or couples that aren't, like, married in real life. You expect, like, movie couples to not be together in real life, and it's actually quite a surprise when you find out that a couple that you watched in a movie is actually together in real life. I mean, I found out that Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played Buffy the Vampire Slayer and also Daphne in the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, married the guy that played Fred, Freddie Prinze Jr. I'm surprised that they got married. They're still married to this day. And they've been a couple since the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. And that surprised me. You don't expect a couple to be together, so why expect pairs of best friends to be friends in real life? That's kind of where I'm at. I feel bad for Josh. I feel really bad for Josh because I feel like this was wholly unnecessary from Drake. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. What are your thoughts about this? Where do you stand? Are you Drake's side? Are you Josh's side? Let me know in the comments below. If you feel like it, please hit the like button and maybe hit the subscribe button for shits and gigs and turn on the notification bell whenever I post a video. I talk about books. I talk about internet drama like this. I talk about anime, pop culture, internet stuff in general. It's random on this corner of the internet. Hence the name in right there. Hence the name. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you stick around. I love you guys so much. Bye.